Okay, so to start our discussion, I would like you to remind me again what we did last week. So what did you do last week?
Discuss about our activity.
Okay, so yes, last week you did an in-group discussion because I break you into, I sent you into different rooms where you did an in-group discussion about your daily activities. So I asked you to pick a day and talk about your timetable so you can illustrate, you can tell your friends, you can present them what a day of a university student looks like, right? And how did you do it? So I sent you into rooms, and what did you do? How did you do it? So you discussed about your timetable, but how did you really do it? Some of you already did your presentation, right? Yes. So how did you do it? What did you remember you were doing last week? Your name is Septian. Oh, no, not Septiantika, but Septi. Yeah, Septi, I already placed you in room 5. Okay, you're going to join room 5.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Is there other inquiries or questions you would like to ask before I send you to your room? No, everything is good. Okay. Do not forget that you can also use the screen share mode. Okay. So if you want to share your timetable on the display, feel free to do that. Okay. Now I'm going to send you to your rooms and have a good presentation, everyone.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Why? Why are your expressions, not happy ones? Like, you do not look happy when I come to your room. You look surprised. Surprised, yes. Happy, I do not know. All right. So how many of you have done the presentation, already did the presentation last week?
We all have presentation last week, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you already did? Oh, that was really quick. Okay. I'm going to go and see. I'm going to leave the room, but I'm going to ask you if you want to talk more about this in detail. For example, if you still have any questions or any interesting points that you would like to discuss with your friends, feel free to do so, okay? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
but
Thank you.
did you really do your presentation, all of you? Okay, just making sure that you already did. All right, I'm going to leave the room and check your friends in other rooms. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Putri, Yani, and Iqbal, I would like you to activate your cameras. Who is presenting here?
Putri, ma'am.
Oh, Putri. Okay. What happened to your camera, Putri? Why can't I see you? Okay, that looks better. Okay.
My Monday daily activity at 7 a.m. I'm wake up with alarm. And next at 8 a.m. I'm prepared to study online. And next at 8:50 the first class begin. And next at 10:40 I'm continue the second class.
Oh, you continue with the second class. Okay. You can go on, Putri.
Okay. At 1 I'm sleep. Continue.
Okay.
Simon at 1 o'clock. After sleep, I'm up at p.m. until 5 up and clean the house and then shower. After do at 6 p.m. I'm playing phone and then 7 until 9 p.m. I have at 9:30 p.m.
Mhm.
to sleep.
All right. Okay. Do you have questions regarding the display, the timetable that Putri has already shared with you? Yani, Aska, Iqbal? No? All right. Putri, can you please help me show us again the timetable that you already shared previously? There are things that I would like to discuss with you about your timetable, about the language that you used on the timetable.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Can you
Okay.
repeat?
Yes. Putri, can you please help me present that timetable for us again? Share it on the screen again? Or is it going to be too much of ordeal for you? Okay. Okay. All right, Putri. Now, Putri, I would like you to focus on your use of verbs. Now, if I observe, okay, you use different kinds of tense to say your daily activity, your routine, okay? For example, if you take a look here, you said you wake up, and then, but here you say, you use to be and you use the simple verb. And then here is the same, but here you do not use to be. Here you use the to be and the verb. This one is much like this one, but then here you use the verb ing. So among these three verbs, can you tell me why the patterns, the formulation of the verbs are different in your timetable, Putri? Can you please tell me why?
I have problem with connection, ma'am.
Oh, you have problem with connection. Okay, Putri, I'm going to make it shorter, okay? You use different types of pattern when you use the verb here. Here you use the simple verb, verb one, okay? But here you use to be and verb one. Here you use to be and verb one as well, but here you use verb ing. Okay, now my question is, if you talk about the routines, your daily activity, why use different kinds or different types of verbs? I mean, different types of tenses. Do you get my question? Do you get my question, Mbak Putri? Hello? Putri? Okay, all I want to say to you, Putri, is that I think the way you formulate the present tense, the simple present tense, is not accurate and it's not consistent. Caramu untuk memformulasikan penggunaan simple present tense itu tidak konsisten. Ya, in simple present tense, we only need the simple verbs, okay, with particle s and es where it is necessary. Yeah, here you use to be and simple verb. We never use to be and simple verb. It is redundant. And it's not just for Mbak Putri, it's for everyone. Please pay attention to your use of verbs. Okay? All right. Now you can go on with your with your presentation, the remaining of you, I'm going to leave the room and check the presentation in other rooms, okay? Please continue with your presentation. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello. So how many of you have done the presentation and how many of you haven't?
Two of us have done the presentation and the rest haven't.
Oh, okay, haven't. Okay, what about last week? How many of you did the presentation last week?
2 people, ma'am.
2 people, so 4 people in total?
No, it's still 2.
It's still 2. So what kind of conversation and what kind of presentation did you just have? Because I see no progress. Before this, we had 2. And up to till this, now we only have 2. What happened with the rest? All right, then. Okay, I will try. Please try to wrap it up in 20 minutes, okay? So who will do the presentation after this? You haven't decided? Maybe the cat needs to do the presentation. Who will?
If there is no one, I think I will, ma'am.
Okay, please take turn. Everyone should. Okay. At the end, you will have your turn. Okay. So let's hear from Septiantika. All right, Septi. Do you have a timetable that you would like to share with your friends?
I write it on my tablet.
Oh,
So I think I cannot share the screen, ma'am.
all right. Okay. Verbal presentation without the share is also okay. All right. Let's listen. Everyone, please observe the timetable and find interesting and different activities activities that are different from yours. Okay, Sapti.
Okay. So in the morning, I wake up at 5 a.m. And then I wash my face and brush my teeth. And then I take a pray. After that, I feed my cat. After that, I just lay on my bed. And I'm going to prepare to join online class. And then join the online class. After that, I take a break for breakfast and do some assignments if there is one, or if there is no one. I'm playing with my phone or watch YouTube or film. And then in the afternoon, I take the shower and then take a pray and then attend online class. Then take a break again, feed my cat, and play with my cat. In the night, I have my dinner and then attend online class if there is one. If there is no, I study and watch some movie or watch videos on YouTube, and then I go to sleep.
Oh,
That's all, ma'am.
okay, that's quite packed. It's a packed schedule. However, Septi, this is not a question. I'm just going to give some recommendation about how you use your verbs. Okay. Now, I think your use of verbs, the use of verbs that you used previously in the presentation was pretty consistent. You use the simple verbs, for simple past tense. For example, I wake up, I attend, all right, and others. However, I also found that you still feel that you need to use the future tense. For example, you said, I'm going to attend something. However, it is the present condition, especially when you're talking about your routine, then you do not need the future tense. Okay. Okay, and the other thing that I would like to comment is that I really hope that you are going to be really careful to determine if your verb needs an object or not. I remembered you said, and then I lay on my bed. Okay, lay, L-A-Y, just like the I remember there's a K-pop member named by with this name. However, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this: lay is a verb that needs noun.
Yes.
For example, chicken lays the egg, right? Or I lay my clothes on the bed. See, after lay, you need the object, right? However, in your case, I lay on the bed. On the bed is not the object. It's the adverb of place, right? That is why it's not the verb lay that you need, but the verb lie. I lie on my bed, L-I-E. Okay, there are a lot of verbs that behave that way. Some verbs need object, some other verbs do not need object, and they sound almost similar. For example, lay versus lie, raise versus rise, and etc. So I hope that you would be more careful with that. Okay? Okay, great, Sapi.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, next presentation. Who will do the next presentation?
May I try?
Sure, Rosa. But before you try, Rosa, please allow me to leave the room because I need to check what happened in other rooms as well. Okay, go on with your presentation. Best of luck.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
15 past 8 until 30 past 10. After that, I play with my phone and then lay on my bed. In the afternoon, I take a pray in 30 a.m. the floor. After that, I take a shower at 15 o'clock. Then I attend online class at 10 past 16 until 50 past 17. After that, I play with my phone. And night, I take a pray at 10 past 18. And then I eat dinner at 7 o'clock. After that, I study at 15 past 19 until 20 o'clock. After that, I play with my phone. Sometimes I watching movie or watching YouTube. After that, I brush my teeth and then go to sleep at 22 o'clock.
That sounds very great. You have a very packed schedule. Your schedule is very tight from the morning till the evening. You go to sleep at 10 in the evening, Septi?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, that's great. It's one very tight schedule. Okay. Do you have questions for Septi? If there are some information that you would like to ask, you can ask. It seems that your friends do not really want to give you question. They just want to give you some smile. I can see that they're smiling. I do not know if the smiles are for you or for me, but I believe it's for you, Septi. All right, Septi. Septi, I would like to comment on one particular thing in your timetable. I'm not going to talk about the form of the verbs. I think all of the verbs that you use here are present verbs, the verbs that you use for the simple past tense, verb 1. However, I would like to talk about your your morning activity. The last thing in your morning timetable, you lay on your bed. What do you actually mean by lay on your bed?
Rebahan.
Yeah. All right. So the bed is actually not the object. It's not the object of the verb, right? It's the adverb of place. Jadi bed ini kan keterangan tempat ya, bukan objek. Yeah. Now, if it is not the object, you do not need the verb lay because the verb lay needs an object. Kalau kata kerja lay itu perlu objek. Misalnya, I take something. Something itu adalah objeknya yang dikenai pekerjaannya. That is an object, right? So, for example, you say, I lay some of the souvenirs on the table. I laid some of the souvenirs on the table. Or I usually lay my my books on the big table. Okay. However, if you do not use the verb, if you do not use the object, you need a verb that does not need an object. Okay. So it's not the verb lay, but it's the verb lie. L-I-E. Yeah. Sama ketika kamu mengatakan angkat tanganmu. How would you say that in English?
Raise your hand, ma'am.
Yes, raise your hand, not rise your hand. Ya kan? You can use the verb rise? Yes, of course. But you use the verb rise for when you do not use object to follow that. Yeah. For example, when I say who wants ice cream, the hands rise really quickly. Okay. After rise, tidak ada object. The hands rise quickly. Tapi I would like you to raise my payment. After raise, you need object payment, right? So be really careful with that. Another thing that I would like to comment on this is that it's a pretty solid timetable. The use of the verb is consistent and you use it correctly. However, it's about the collocation that I would like to talk with you. Collocation itu artinya what word usually comes with what word. Okay. For example, when you want to say, I'm so sorry, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Okay. You say make mistake, bukan do mistake. Ya. Itu yang namanya collocation. Yeah, I'm so sorry, I make some mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes in my life. Bukan I do mistakes. Nah, sama juga dengan kata ini, take a pray. I do not think it's usually take a pray. You can just say I pray Fajr in the morning. I pray blah blah blah. Atau I have my prayer, boleh. You can use the verb have atau has. She has her prayer 5 times in a day, boleh. Yeah, okay. All right, other than that, it's pretty solid. Okay, very good. How many of you haven't done the presentation?
3, ma'am.
Oh, 3, okay, so you can go on.
Or with Akbar, ma'am, but Akbar can join the meeting because...
Okay, so you go on, you only have like around 10 to 15 more minutes to wrap up the presentation, okay? Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Ufik. Hello, Arfin. Yes. Oh, you were the ones telling me that you already did the presentation, all of you? No? Or was it a different group? I'm so sorry. I went to the group just randomly. So how many of you have done the presentation so far?
All of us, ma'am.
All of you. Okay, so you're reading. Okay. Have you taken the notes of different activities or interesting activities that you find in your friends' timetable?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Now, if you, okay, you can wait here. Let's give your friends other 10 minutes. Let's give your friend another 10 minutes to wrap up their presentations. Okay. I'm going to check on other rooms.
In the morning, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. and take a pray. After take a prayer, I will take a bath. Kau lagi. I take a bath, wash my face, and brush my teeth. After that, I help my mother to do some housework, like sweeping floor and other. At 8:50 a.m., I attend my class, and after that, I playing with my handphone. In the afternoon, I take a pray and help my mother to do some housework. After that, I have lunch, and after lunch, I will do some assignment if there is one. But if not, I will play with my kitten, and then playing with my handphone again. After that, I take a pray and feed my cats and playing with them. After feed my cats, I attend my class again. In the night, I take a pray and then have a dinner. After dinner, I study for the next meeting and then take a pray again. And after take a pray, I watch YouTube or some movie and then I sleep.
All right, good. Sounds solid. Sounds pretty packed. Your timetable seems really tight. Okay. I think, yeah, you start to be aware that if it's something that you do regularly, frequently, or rarely, you do not need anything or any form that indicates future. Actually, that's good. You're aware of that. And then there's one thing that I would like you to recommend to you is the word take a pray. In English, we have something that we call collocation. For example, you do not say, I do mistakes frequently in my life. You do not say you do mistakes. You say, I make mistakes. Okay. The same thing with take a pray. I think it's better for you to just say, I pray, or I have my prayer, or I do my prayer. You can do that instead of saying take a pray. Well, take a bath is, I think it's a collocation, but take a pray, I do not think it's the words that should go together. Okay, but other than that, your timetable sounds very clear. Sounds the verbs that you're using, you've already fixed that, so it's no longer a problem, and so you can use the simple past tense whenever it's something that you regularly do, or you rarely do, or it's your present condition. All right, how many of you have done the presentation, or how many of you haven't?
Sudah semua, ma'am.
Great. Let's give your friends another 5 minutes, and I'm going to invite you back to the main room. Okay. Meanwhile, you can have whatever discussion that will help you with the discussion that we are going to have in the main room. Okay, thank you, students. So everyone is already back here. I believe that all of you have taken your chance to do the presentation. And right now what we are going to do is that we're going to talk more about the details, the detailed information that you have in your presentation. Okay, so we are going to talk about some interesting things or some interesting things or different things that you come across while you were listening, that you came across while you were listening to the presentation. Okay, Yanni, what happened to Yanni? Yanni, can you activate your camera? Jeffan, I know that Jeffan has some difficulties with, has a difficult difficult situation with the connection. Jeffan, can you hear me? Okay, Rosa is here. So let's talk about the interesting, curious, different details that you find in your friend's timetable. Okay, so who would like to talk about the result of their observation? You can talk about one timetable or two. So you can talk about two persons presentation or one person only in particular. It is really up to you. Okay, so who would like to report? Who would like to deliver the interesting or different, curious information that you find in your friend's timetable? If you still have difficulty about what I mean by interesting or different, I'm going to give you an example, okay? And I'm going to use Jeffan's timetable as one example. So last week, when I attended Jeffan's in-group presentation, Jeffan was doing a presentation, and in his timetable, I found something that I think personally is very interesting. So he dedicates a specific schedule to have a call with his girlfriend. So calling his girlfriend is something that is on the schedule. Okay, so he does that twice. I can't remember well. Jeffan might help me with this, but I think one session in the afternoon, and then he calls his girlfriend again before he goes to sleep. So they talk until one of them falls asleep. Okay, to me that is interesting. And Jeffan, do you still remember the reason why you do that? Why you said you do that? You still with us? I know. You know, can you read in the chat room? And he said, I'm so shy to say, ma'am, okay. And Sabdiantika, even though she's muted, she said, it's okay. I could see that. I have very meticulous, meticulous eyes. So meticulous. What is meticulous? My observation, my eyes particularly are very meticulous. This is a gift that I've been, developing since I'm doing online. The first day I was doing online class, because I need to browse the entire display and seeing what my students are doing there. Do you know what is meticulous? Meticulous. Yes, Jeffan. Okay, so that's what Jeffan already provided the answer. So I'm screening you meticulously. Okay, so yeah, Jeffan said she's shy. Jeffan, do you think it's okay? Jeffan, can you respond by using your audio? What happened with the audio? Is the audio not working? Yes. Do you remember what you said about this information in the timetable? About this particular arrangement in your timetable? Why? I think, oh no. You know what's funny? Because I have to read the comment section and then I have to laugh. That's what made me laugh, not the fact that apparently Jeffan is a romantic person, right? But is there anyone else here who you know do the same thing, does the same thing, to have a specific time to call his girlfriend or her boyfriend? Anyone else here does that? No? Ayolah, jangan membuat Jeffan malu sendirian. Kasihan dia. Let's help him to have some dignity. Okay. Is there anyone else here who has a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Oh, no, or you don't want to confess. Okay. All right. So I think that is interesting, okay, to have that special arrangement in your timetable to speak with your special person, right? I mean, he does that quite religiously. I mean, every day. Wow, it's something that it's not something to be shy about. I think it is something that is good. You know, the way that he tries to maintain relationship with the special person. Okay, now the next thing I would like to hear from you. What are some things, some detailed information that makes you feel interested, curious, or something that you find are different in your friend's timetable? Come on. You already took some notes, I know. Or should I say a name? Okay. I'm going to first invite Aska. Aska Saila.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Aska, tell me if you find anything so curious, interesting, different in your friends' timetables.
I think the difference is so many different, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
The activities that I think interest is same with Ma'am Dewi said that Jevan is calling with his girlfriend. I think that interest.
That is interesting. Oh,
Yes.
that is interesting for you. Not that is interest for me, but interesting. Okay, we need the adjective. All right, that is interesting. Other than that, other differences that you might find in the your friend's timetable? Okay, because we do not want to keep Jeffan feel embarrassed throughout the class.
I think from Yanis activity,
okay,
that
you find
she plays with her nephew. I think that interesting because I don't have any nephew.
Okay. So where is Yani? Yani, I'm going to need to hear your voice. Yani, are you here? Let me try to see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it true that you have that you dedicate special time to play with your nephews every day?
Except on Sunday.
Oh, except on Sunday. So how is it possible that you play with your nephews almost every day?
Because they always come to my home every day.
So the house and your nephews, your house and your nephew's house are actually really close?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. How many nephews usually come to your house?
I have 3. I have 2 nephews and one niece.
Oh, okay, one is. And how old are they?
The first one is about eight years old, and second is 5 years old, and the last one is, I guess, 1,000, 1 years old.
Kalau 1,000 years old nanti Pai Sucen ya. Siluman ular putih. Umurnya 1,000 tahun. Okay. Oh, right. Interesting. Your life must be really colorful. I know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels. I can relate to that. Wow, great. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Aska,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would like you to see, and everyone, I would like you to see on the chat. Okay, what's actually the difference between the word different and difference? Which one is the adjective and which one is the noun?
Different is adjective.
Okay.
Difference is noun.
Yeah, difference is noun. So if I have to, if we remember, the expression that Aska said previously, if I'm not mistaken, Aska said, the different is that. Now, if you have a determiner of that is the particle that you attach to a noun, Aska, not to adjective. Yeah, that is why you do not say the different, you say the difference. Okay, you need the noun after article atau an, itu kamu butuh noun. After determiner the, kamu juga butuh noun. Okay, so make sure that you choose the noun over the adjective. Okay, all right, great. Now, what about Arvin? Yes, Arvin. Oh,
Yes.
sorry, what's that?
Elfie or Arvin? Oh, sorry, again.
Arvin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Why feeling so itchy suddenly, Arvin? Semuanya digaruk-garuk ya, mulai dari sini, Suddenly I feel itchy. I do not know how to explain this. Yes, Arvin. Any different activities, interesting activities, curious activities?
I think from Felicia.
Felicia's timetable. Yeah, what is it?
She practiced translating sentence. Yes, that, and in Lucy's timetable, he watching dramas and traveling to spend her free time.
Okay. Oh, why do you find those two activities interesting for you?
In Felicia or Lucy, ma'am?
In both. Start with Felicia's first, and then
because I never done that, like translating some sentence for practice. And for Lucy.
And what kind of impression do you have from her doing that kind of activity?
In my opinion, she's very diligent, ma'am.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's also my impression. And then what's about Lucy's?
Lucy's, she spend her free time watching dramas and traveling if there is no assignments. For me, if I don't have any assignments, I usually hang out with my friends, and traveling is not my thing, I think.
So what is your thing? Okay, so what is your thing? I mean, you can go traveling with your friends, right? But then you said earlier that traveling is not my thing. So what is your thing? When you do not have to deal with assignment, what kinds of activities do you do with your friends?
Just hang out, have a conversation and playing games, ma'am, in my friend's house.
And
like coffee shop gitu dah.
Oh, gitu dah. Okay, so okay, yeah. Ngopi bareng gitu ya. Alright. So is there any particular game that you like to play with your friends when you're together?
It's the usual thing, ma'am, like Mobile Legend, like online games.
Okay. All right, Arvin. Great. Okay, Arvin. Now, Arvin, I would like you to let's see what's on the chat box. Okay. I think you know that what kind of verbs that you need to assign when what kinds of verbs, what is the form of verbs that you need to assign when you want to when you want to express the daily activities. And in those cases, you use simple present tense. However, sometimes it was not that consistent. It was not that consistent in your presentation. Sometimes she practiced translating. Remember that singular subject also requires different kinds of verbs in simple present tense. So instead of she practiced, you say she practices to. Okay, ada akhiran S-nya. She practices to translate some sentences from Indonesian to English. Okay, or she watches drama when she does not have assignment. Okay, all right. That's a very good try. Thank you very much. Now let's have Karen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So the interesting thing I found is from Sharina's schedule.
Okay, what about it?
So, and at 7 p.m., I guess, she, in her schedule, she wrote that she is taking note at that time. So I think it's interesting. So I'm curious about what kind of notes did she always write?
Okay, so you're asking for clarification now.
Yes.
Okay, and let's ask Sharina. Sharina, please clarify, what kinds of notes do you usually take? What kinds of notes do you usually take? I do not know, at 7 something p.m. Do you write a journal, your personal journal, or what do you write there?
Surprisingly, yes, ma'am. I usually either taking notes for my personal journal or the class material in that day.
So you're the one, you're the kind of person who likes to write a personal journal.
Yes. Can I show the book, ma'am?
Sure, sure.
So this is the book that I usually.
I think you need to.
Okay, wait.
I think you need to cover the sides with both of the hands.
Like this?
Right.
Yes.
Yes, that's okay. Right.
This is the book. So I usually write like what I do today or why that way.
Oh, what's so interesting is that it's I do not just see writings, but I think I can see some pictures there. Are those the pictures that you're drawing yourself, or you are making a collage? You know, what do you do? How do you?
Actually, this is a Polaroid, ma'am.
That's
interesting. I took these pictures like when I mean in the special moment with my family or with my friends.
Okay.
And I describe what happened in that moment.
Okay. Okay, that looks very. I think I'm amazed. I'm amazed. The reason why I'm saying this is that because I used to do it, but I do not do it anymore. I do not do it anymore. I do not try to capture moments in personal journal anymore. I do not know since when I stopped doing that. But I believe that someday when you have to look back to what happened to you, it's going to be really, you're going to have that precious moments, remembering what's past. That's great, Sharina. Keep doing that. Maybe there is this inner writer spirit in you and ready for you to be unleashed later with, with the knowledge that you get in this department. Maybe you're going to be a very polished writer. That's something that I believe. Great, Sharina. Now, others who would like to share the activity, the differences, interesting things that you find in your friend's timetable. Silahkan. Apakah saya harus menunjuk lagi? My time does not show me the right time. So it's hard for me to tell what time it really is right now. Can someone please remind me tell me what time it is right now?
It is 5:40, ma'am.
5:40. I think we have 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes to listen to one more detailed information that you find in your friend's timetable. Anyone?
May I, ma'am?
Okay, sure, Sherin.
So when we did our presentation about the timetable, I heard from Runa that she's still watching TV in the morning, and I found it really interesting because I never watch TV in the morning. Yeah, I remember that the last time I did that is in the elementary school. Before I go to school, usually I watch like cartoon such as like SpongeBob. Yeah, like that, ma'am. So I found it really interesting.
Oh, you find it really interesting because you do not dedicate your morning time for watching television anymore. You never watch television in the morning, but Runa does. Runa, when you said Runa, you meant Hi Runa. Is that correct?
It's
Yes,
correct,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, Hi Runa, what do you want to say about this? Any clarification you would like to tell to address this matter?
Actually, when I watching TV in the morning, I don't watch news, but I often watch some music show or Korean drama and cartoon. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, so you think it's still relevant? Okay, it's still okay to watch television in the morning. I grow bigger, but it doesn't. It does not mean that I have to leave things that I like. But I understand. I can understand what Sharina said previously, because I think with a lot of media platforms that we have nowadays, we start to leave television and get really comfortable with other social media platforms like YouTube, for example. Right now, I find that I like to watch YouTube more than I watch television. Okay, so I can understand, but I can understand Runa as well, because it's something that she enjoys. There are still some things that you can enjoy from the television. Great. Runa and Sharina, sometimes I still see that you use the verb ing independently. What I want to remind you is that we cannot use verb ing independently as predicate. Okay. As predicate, when you want to use verb ing, you need to have to be to express continuous tenses. For example, I'm speaking to you right now. I am speaking to you right now. But when you want to say something that Runa does almost every day, or Runa does once in a month, then the simple verb, the verb one will do. Okay, so Runa watches television in the morning. I see that in her timetable, for example. Okay, so please make sure that you do not use verb ing independently as the predicate. Okay, because it's grammatically ill. But other than, but I think you can fix that easily. Okay, so when you want to deliver the simple present tense, you use verb one. You can conveniently use verb one. Okay, use particle s or es when it is necessary. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry that I cannot listen to all of your results of observation because we do not have much time. But thank you very much for the presentation, the in-group presentation that you did. And thank you for the report of the observation that you already did. Okay, next week we are going to go on with the future tenses. I'm going to leave the link for you in MMP so you can watch the video just before we start our discussion next week. Okay, now with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye, students.
Goodbye. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.